You are now live.
Hi, welcome to Hey DM, our first official episode, guys. Our first official part of the arc.
Do we have to clap or is that bad for audio?
We could, like,
Snap.
I can't snap.
Poetry clap.
I'm using gloves.
Muffled.
Gloves.
Okay. We left off the prologue. You guys had joined together in a small band of adventurers and stuff. Come together, you signed on to a guild run by Adron, the Black Cat. You've gone on a couple of quests, gotten to know each other and stuff. Some dark happenstance you guys aren't entirely sure of have driven you from Dryernook, which is the town in which the Dreadful Drunk, the tavern that you guys ran out of, existed in. You guys have found yourselves fleeing to the east on the coast, and you have found yourselves currently in the small harbor town of Greywitch Port, the place where Adron had sent you for safety. You have a cart and a horse and directions. And that's about it.
in very vague directions.
Very vague directions.
No. I don't want to hear what you think Reese said.
Vague directions?
Yeah.
I didn't hear directions, I heard erections. I got very spooked.
Thank you,
I was like,
Reese.
thanks. Good start to the live, guys. Good start.
It's wonderful. They're fine.
There's nobody here anyways right now.
Alright. So you guys have just pulled down the kind of outside. On this side here, there's a small winding path that leads down from the caves onto this kind of boardwalk almost area that stretches around the cliffs. Mary, the horse that had been pulling your cart for a couple of days, has come to a stop in front of a tall building that is set into the wall of this cliff. And there is a sign above the door that reads Greymire Ship Guild. The horse had come to a stop and the cart had stopped with it. And as you would watch, the two large ornate wooden doors with like carvings of the sea and ships, and there's a carving of some god or other over a couple of harbors, are flung open, and standing in the doorway is a tall human man. He's got light kind of peppery gray hair and blue robes that come down. He's dressed quite well. He's got a small satchel on his side with a couple of what looks like maps or scrolls sticking out of it, and he makes his way down the steps towards the carriage, and he comes to a rest just outside of where you guys would step out, and he kind of waits patiently.
Hello? What time of day is it?
It is early morning.
Okay.
Sorry, you said he was wearing a blue robe?
Blue robes. Yep, long blue robes.
Okay. I just wanted to know.
Hello?
Afternoon.
Morning.
It's afternoon where I'm from.
It's morning.
You're back.
Morning.
Of course. My name is Everett Twowatch of House Twowatch. I've received word from a mutual friend of ours that you are to be staying with me until the correct accommodations are prepared. If you'd like to follow me, I'm just around the corner. And he begins to walk off. And he heads across from in front, and he dips into a small cave entrance with a kind of like tiled cave into this open cavern filled with houses, and there's a couple of manors and stuff, and he leads you around through this kind of winding area through what looks like a large market that's just in the midst of being set up currently in the morning, and he leads you to the steps of a large building set into the stone inside of this cavern, and he marches up the steps, and he turns around to look at you. He says, "My assistants will fetch your cart. Please, come in, enjoy the fire. We have much to discuss."
Can I ask how long we've been traveling?
You guys have been on the road for about a week.
You know I'm stretching.
Have any of us got out of the cart yet?
No.
I stopped at night sometimes.
You stopped.
yeah.
You stopped during the days. It's at points where you could set up camp in kind of like an enclosed area in these woods. Most of the travel was done during the evening, during the nighttime because it was safer. But you've been. The first couple of days had been a little bit more tense. You guys had made sure to stay to the back roads, keep out of watch and sight. As it seemed to calm down a little bit more, you guys started to ingrain back into the regular traffic and stuff.
Isn't that a little stupid of us? Because that was our destination. Shouldn't we always have been on the map? No, okay, I'm good. I'm just gonna get out of the cart.
Well, technically, we're not controlling the horse.
The horse is going its own way.
The horse is like, okay, guess we're safe now.
Well, I'm guessing the horse was following Adron's direction, so...
This horse is like, it's dark out, let's go. I don't think this is a real horse, guys.
No, so Everett, he leads you up a set of large staircases up to the front door, opens the door up into a large, nicely lit kind of living area. There's a couple of couches and a large fireplace on one side, and he says, "Please take a seat. I'll be right with you." He closes the door behind you, and he leads off into a small side room. And he's gone for a couple minutes.
Baz is gonna sit down, but very cautiously and eyeing for places to get out.
You should speak a little louder.
Baz is looking
Oh my
around for places to get out.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
Did you hear me?
Yes, it
Our
hurts
first roll of the
God
official
damn
thing.
it.
Let's go.
Do a nat 1. I dare you.
13.
I'm gonna make a nat 1 counter.
Sorry,
13.
13? Okay. Glancing around, this room is done quite nicely and stuff. There's a couple of very finely done paintings. There's a small picture of what is evidently Everett and some older woman on the mantelpiece. There's a couple of different maps and scrolls hung out on the walls and things. It's a nicely done place. There is, other than the large doors, there aren't any windows in this house, as far as you can see. But there are 2 large staircases that lead up either side of this kind of living room to a second level, and then there are 2 branching hallways.
Oh, okay. I can hear you in my mind.
Is this the part where I get out and follow?
You guys are already inside.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I think we're inside.
You are inside, yes.
Teleported.
No.
Okay, unless anyone else would like to do anything? No? We're good?
Tavic's just
I
gonna
think
get
we're good.
confused and just
Gotta
gonna
sit
follow
down.
along.
Everett comes back out and he is carrying now, he's lost the satchel now, and he's kind of pulled up the sleeves of his robe, and he has a large, what looks like a container, a scroll case, and he takes his seat down in a large kind of armchair next to the fire, and he puts the scroll case on the table, and then he leans back and kind of clasps his hand together and says, "So, I assume you have questions?
Yeah.
I will do my best to answer them, though I'm not totally in the know."
Why?
Why am I not in the know?
No. Why this? Why everything?
A couple of different reasons. Some of them are not clearly known to me. As far as I'm aware, though, the Black Cat had reasons for wanting you out.
Speak. You said you had answers. That was like
The
A
last time
paragraph.
that I saw Adron is a very different man. The fact that he has sent you here now speaks that whatever danger he thought you were in was great enough for him to avoid something he has been trying to run from.
Did he get like a new haircut or something?
That's it.
He was. We were crazy in our old ages.
He had a mohawk and everything.
I believe he had instructions for you.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say a mohawk.
And he kind of Kind of looks around at you guys. He's waiting for something.
No, it's in my book too. Yeah. We were directed to go to Belcourt.
Belcourt. Of course. This is more dire than I believed. I will arrange for ship's passage. Belcourt lies on the isle. Did he give you anything? The men who run Belcourt currently are not exactly going to let anyone in.
Oh, I have a pouch.
Do you have a pouch?
I don't know what's in the
Would you like
pouch.
to open the pouch?
Yes, could I please open the pouch?
All right.
His phone number.
Tell me.
Inside of the pouch is a small letter addressed to Carsidith.
Okay.
Which is a very, very complicated name.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can spell it for you.
Okay.
You don't even know how to spell it.
Probably not.
Here you go, Carsidith.
Oh, jeez.
There's one person on our stream, guys.
But
Hello, welcome.
can I just say that like,
Okay.
4 out of 5 of us don't know what's happening at all.
What?
Well, no, 5 out of 6 of us. The horse too, probably.
Wait, who knows what's going on?
Well, I thought you did.
I know part of what's going on.
Okay, maybe we should ask Ben. He said he.
I asked what's going on.
So,
Okay, you were asking
also
like,
in this pouch,
why?
other than the
Yeah, why are
there's
we
a letter,
alive?
to Carsidith, the actual emblem on the letter, like the wax seal, is not the seal that you've seen Adron use a lot.
Okay.
Generally, he has a kind of grinning cat that he uses. The seal on this one is a large tree.
Okay.
And inside of this pouch is also a couple of gold pieces.
Okay.
And a small locket.
Ooh, we're walking. Do I just get to take that? Wait, no, that's
You don't
yours.
have the
Oh gosh.
Yes.
So, are we all in like this single room together, or like?
You're all sitting in this kind of like living area.
Okay.
You guys should look at the comments on the stream.
I knew you were doing something and you were giggling, and now I have to open it.
Well, people listening to the podcast won't know we're live streaming.
Yeah.
We are live streaming this, so if you're able to find this deep within the confines of our Instagrams, good job.
Like
You
I
don't
said,
know.
I could put it on YouTube, like the unedited stuff too.
Yeah, we could
Yeah.
upload it to YouTube.
I just have to make another
We're
channel.
cutting this part out.
Nah. We're good.
We're lazy.
So.
I'll edit what I can.
Can I ask your name again, sir?
Oh yeah, you can't see them.
That was really high pitched. What the
Yeah.
f?
Everett Twowatch.
Twowatch. Can I
Uh,
ask what you know, please?
Depends on what you're speaking of.
Okay, whatever's not confidential, that would be great, actually.
I know
can use that
very
type
little.
in the chat.
That's not confidential.
I
That's
know,
not
I know
confidential.
very little that I can share with you, and very little that I've had shared with me.
All right.
I
How?
assume a majority of your answers will be given at Belcourt,
How?
but Adron is a very fickle man in who he trusts.
So he doesn't trust you.
He trusts me to a limit. We
So do I.
have a gentleman's agreement, a business arrangement, you would say.
That sucks.
He has offered that you will aid me in something I have a problem with, if I aid you in something he has a problem with.
And what would that be?
My problem?
Yeah, well, either of the problems, actually.
I'm not sure on what problem he meant, you. I was told to give you directions and help in whatever means you required to get wherever he sent you. My problem, we can discuss now or we can discuss later over dinner. I leave that up to you.
I'm pretty hungry. What's for dinner?
Dinner
I
in the
agree
morning?
with the dwarf for once.
Dinner!
Except for that. I do not agree with you singing.
I didn't sing, I was screaming.
It all sounds
I mean,
the same
do
to
you want me to
Charlotte.
bring up
It's
the-
true.
I can sing dinner if you want.
No, please no.
So Everett he raises a finger and leans over to the right, and he snaps twice, and you see a small kind of halfling woman darts out from one of the corridors and stuff, and she kind of leans over and he whispers in your ear and stuff, and then she nods and runs back into the thing, and he leans back towards you guys and he says, "Dinner will be shortly."
In the morning?
Yes.
Wow.
I do many things, and not all of my business is conducted in the daytime.
It is daytime?
It is daytime.
Yeah.
It is currently early morning.
Yeah,
You
it is
said you
daytime.
Yeah, you said you don't usually.
He
You know
doesn't
what?
conduct business in the daytime.
Oh.
You're pretty, sweetie.
Okay.
I'm guessing that means that, like, this is...
In character?
No.
Yes. Unless you want
I
to
don't-
call Reese pretty.
Yeah.
Which I am. Very pretty. No. What you gather is that a lot of Everett's business is conducting during the evenings. So he's up in the evenings and he sleeps during the day, so dinner time is
Okay.
breakfast for him.
Thank you. He's a vampire. Okay, I got it.
Oh.
Yeah, I got it. I already figured it out. He's a vampire. Son.
Like
He
or
met
like,
us outside in the sunlight.
yeah.
He's trying. Okay.
A couple minutes pass and stuff. He seems to be looking over a couple of the scroll that he brought out, the scroll case. He kind of opens it up and starts to look through a couple of papers and stuff, glancing up at you guys every once in a while.
Can we see it? Can we see the pages?
You can see the pages.
Can I read it?
You can roll investigation to see if you can read it.
Yeah, I want to see this too.
I got a nat one. I got a nat one.
I got a 5. It's not much better.
Yeah, I got a 5 plus.
Perception, you said?
Yeah, something.
He kind of sees you looking, and he's a businessman. But he's not exactly comfortable with you. He owes a favor to a friend, an acquaintance, and he's doing that favor. But that does not mean by any means that he trusts who he is doing the favor for. And seeing you guys kind of looking at this stuff, he kind of rolls them back up and puts them back in the scroll, tucks them behind his robes and stuff. And he seems content to wait for a little bit.
Sorry, guys.
We have been traveling for a while. Maybe a break would be nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk up those stairs that you mentioned earlier. And yes, I do mean I'm leaving that room. I'm just straight up.
You're just going for an adventure without us?
Everett kind of watches you as you go to get up and stuff. He says, "Surely you'd like to remain here till dinner? I cannot think of anywhere else you'd like to go."
Would you like me to piss my pants?
You need the lavatory.
Absolutely.
A second halfling, this time a halfling man, comes, and Everett kind of leans over slightly to him and he says, "Take the young lady to the washroom, please. Keep an eye on her." And the small halfling man, who introduces himself as Filbert, says, "This way, madam." And he leads you down one of the 2 corridors, and down a couple of doors into a small washroom.
What's in that washroom?
There is a toilet and a bath and a sink.
Is there anything I can steal?
Oh my god.
There is a
I don't
large,
usually, but
there's a large kind of
I
like
thought that was Baz's
hand-stitched
thing.
I know.
picture-
Apparently
There's
it's
a large
multiple
kind of
members of our party.
hand-stitched picture of like a petunia above the toilet. If you want to take that, I guess.
no, I really don't want to. I remembered I'm lawful. Well, I'm trying to be lawful
Apparently
good.
this-
I will
apparently-
resist myself.
Apparently
with
the
arguments
chat
and
wants you to steal the soap.
steal the what?
The soap.
The soap.
The soap?
Take a bath and
Sorry, I didn't
take
hear
a
that there
bath,
was
take
soap.
some soap.
There's a small basket on one of the corners of the.
Oh, there's a
on
basket.
a table next to the bath with a couple of nice smelling soaps.
How big is the basket?
It's a big basket. There's there's quite a couple of soaps in this basket.
We're both dying a little. I know.
Eat
Dylan.
his bath bombs.
Are there any bath bombs actually? No?
Eat the fucking paint.
Okay, it's not that I'm gonna steal them. Can I just... I'm just gonna wait in there for, like, enough time that it should take for somebody to use the washroom. And I'm gonna walk out carrying the basket.
Filbert, who's been waiting outside of this washroom for you, he looks at you a little bit quizzically and he says, "Can I help you, Mom?"
No, I'm just grabbing this for, Mr. Benham.
Very well. This way. Filbert seems a bit confused, and he's not exactly like, he doesn't think this should be happening, but he knows better than to question guests or Lord Twowatch. So he looks at you a little quizzically, and then he's like, "Very well, ma'am," and he begins to walk back down the corridor.
Why me?
Because you sir need a bath.
I for once agree with the child. I for once agree with the child. You need a bath
two
bath.
candles and one lump of a scented candle.
Yeah, and you haven't used either of
You
them.
haven't
you're
used either.
I actually have.
You smell bad, Bass. Okay.
So he leads you back to this, where your acquaintances, your friends are sitting. You're carrying these large basket of these
I handed the
soaps.
bath with a straight face.
Everett glances at you and he kind of sighs, but he shakes his head a little. He's not quite sure what to make of Adron's friends.
How many soaps are in there?
You can pretty much guarantee that, like, Shin's standing there face palming going, "Oh no."
14.
Holy fuck.
He's a collector of soaps.
I would like to look,
Apparently.
I want to look at the Everett guy. Like, can I take a bath?
I don't think you should ask.
Everett
Just
looks at you
do
and
it.
says, "Of course you may. You've been on traveling for what I assume would be a long time. I will have the baths drawn up for you."
Can I have more soap?
I'm afraid that's all the soap that I currently possess. I can have more fetch.
Yes.
You actually don't possess it anymore. I gave it to Mr. Benham as a gift. Because he smells very bad.
Hey.
Filbert, head to the marketplace and fetch some more soap from Mr. Banham. If they're open.
A lot more.
Kind of hands him a couple of coins out of his
You're being
purse.
told to eat the soap.
Oh my gosh.
He hands a couple of coins to Filbert, and Filbert kind of,
Why are you throwing things at me?
"My lord."
It's a strange day for Mr. Filbert.
And he exits the house, and the door opens and stuff, and you can see a little bit over the market and stuff that's now starting to pop up quite fast and everything. It's starting to be a little bit of a bustle in the morning, and the door closes behind him, and Filbert is gone to the market to fetch soap.
Do I have enough time before dinner to follow Filbert?
You'd like to follow Filbert?
Yeah.
What about my bath?
You want to go look at the market?
This poor
No, I just want to follow Filbert.
Everett kind of watches you as you get up and says, "I do not recommend leaving currently."
Well, I never used the washroom.
Everett places his head in his hands and kind of like massages his temples, and he's like, "Sometimes I wonder why I do favors for people." And then he wrings his hands out and says, "Take a seat, please.
Can I take my bath?
I will have your bath drawn as soon as Filbert returns with your soap. Mr. Banham,
I'm gonna
Please.
need more.
take a seat."
I'm already sitting. I said I was sitting. I never stood up.
He's talking to Charlotte now.
Oh, okay.
I'm not Mr. Benham.
He answered Mr. Banham, and then he referred to you.
Oh, what did you even say?
Please take a seat. Everett Everett Twowatch, he seemed like he's been kind of calm and stuff, but he's starting to lose his temper a little bit. He's not very happy with this.
Good job.
We don't know what's going on.
No,
Maybe
I thought this was gonna be
let's
serious.
let's
Yeah.
not make the person who's supposed to help us upset.
The small halfling woman returns now.
I grab the seat.
And
I
she,
walk out.
Okay, if you actually do that,
Charlotte,
Tavik's
please
gonna
no.
slap you.
Darn it.
Stop.
the small halfling woman returns now, coming down the corridor and stuff, and she says, "Dinner is served, ladies and gentlemen."
She walks in on me, starting to drag a chair.
And then she kind of gestures down the hallway that she's just exited. "If you would join us in the main dining area, we'll have it prepared." And then she begins to walk down the corridor. And Everett stands from his chair, kind of dusts his lapels off, and he says, "After you."
Do we need another seat for the table? I already
Charlotte?
grabbed one.
Charlotte.
I'm not afraid
I'm gonna go
to slap
follow
a
them
baby.
and go to the table. I'm being
I
nice
will
person.
Stand, but before leaving to go to the table, I will simply say, I apologize very deeply for the actions of my companions.
And I apologize for Mr. Banham. He smells very bad.
Baz is just like fucking confused. He's like, what?
Everett turns to you and he says, "I take no miscount for it. Adron will repay me." And then he begins to walk down the corridor towards the dining area.
Sorry, I trust this dude. He's gonna have to pay for my soap.
Pay for his life.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys make your way.
Hey. Snacks.
Whoa.
I'm just gonna make all of you come over here together.
That's fine.
Oh my god,
Thank you.
Chips, the worst thing for audio.
Yeah.
So the group of you.
Not sponsored by
I've just
Doritos.
received magnificent food. So the group of you make your way down the hallway and stuff. You pass a couple of doors. There is an open door to what looks like a small kitchen. It's really nice smell coming from it. And the halfling woman leads you into the small dining table. There's a large table inside, cutlery and stuff spread out there already. Everett takes a seat at the end of the table, and he gestures to the seats in front of him and says, "Please, take a seat."
After you open your pop.
Iced tea.
It's
Get it
iced
right.
tea. Get
Oh,
it right.
right.
Jeez, Danny.
Can you
That's right.
do you want to pay fealty to the god over there, Mr. Soapman?
What?
What?
He's eating my friends.
No, I asked for them. They're very cool.
Thanks, buddy.
If they were in the truck, that would be why they're cool.
Want some?
I
Okay.
got these.
Your crotch babies
So
again.
you guys.
What?
What?
I was putting them beside my chair, not in my crotch.
We're currently having food
No.
for any of you. Who are
No,
confused.
before you guys
We're hiding snacks from each other. I'm sorry.
And then you put them in your crotch.
So Everett and you guys take a seat, and the halfling woman comes in. She's got two younger halflings, a boy and a girl both.
Aww.
And they come in. They serve you guys up some nice food. There's a nice roast ham and stuff. And they pour water for each of you. And Everett takes a glass of wine. And he said, "Begin to eat."
Oh, they want to know who everyone is.
I'm
Oh,
John.
Yes, you know what? While we're doing this,
Quick
this is a
name,
good time.
class, alignment rundown, because I have no idea who is who, and that would be nice.
Oh, hey.
Okay.
This is a good time actually. While you guys are eating dinner.
We're
So
eating snacks.
for those of you who are just tuning in or who have tuned in previously, my name is Reese. I am the DM for KDM. Unfortunately, I am stuck with these fools as my players.
Thanks.
Thank
And
you.
I just
You
like
know
to
you
say
love
right
us,
now,
Reese.
these are the
Um,
opening credits.
To my right, we have Danny, who's currently playing Charlotte, the human wizard child.
I sound like a 12-year-old child because I actually am a 12-year-old child.
I don't know if you want me to turn the cameras to you as I...
No.
No? Okay.
No, whatever.
Don't want to be on camera?
Now we good.
To the right of my right is Ditto, currently playing Baz Benham, our dwarven bard.
And I sound like this because I smoke 18 cigarettes a day.
Yeah, sure,
I'm not
Jason.
smoking was bad for you.
Sure, man.
Um,
Yeah. You know what?
Do like your in-character voice and out-of-character, because then they can tell, like...
Hi, this is me.
Hi, this is Baz.
That was not bad. That was.
Was that very blue cheese? You see?
Soap dude!
Mr. Van is the soap man now.
To my
hopefully.
left is Shin or Shin Track. We all call him Shin though, because it's easier.
Yeah.
Shin is our drow rogue, and our nearest affiliation to Adron the Black Cat. To the left of my left is Jasper, who is playing Tavik the Fire Ganassi.
Hello.
Our cleric of reputation.
Chaotic neutral cleric.
Chaotic neutral cleric.
Oh, right.
We
alignments.
also have Kiza, who is played by the fabulous Bella, our dragonborn barbarian, but she is currently unavailable for our first episode today.
She
So
almost
she will be
died.
joining us next time.
Yeah.
Had near
Oh,
death
wait.
experience,
Was that a
so
spoiler?
No.
She better take a
No,
break.
that's before
She almost died.
She was in the prologue. She was almost murdered.
Yeah.
So that is the group. If you have any questions, feel free to notify us on the stream. This one person that we're all watching.
If you want to send me soaps, I'll give you my address.
Wait, what did they even say about my fiasco?
Oh, with you stealing the soap?
Yes.
They wanted to know if Filbert saw that you had the soaps,
Oh.
which he did because you were carrying a large basket full of your soap.
No, I don't care when I
Can I
steal
see?
stuff because she's trying to be lawful good, but you know that's not really working out. For me. So you know, if she just like straight up walks out.
Is
with
she
it,
very
then
is she
fine.
very questioning in her alignment?
No, she's not questioning
Yes,
her
no,
alignment.
who would steal
She's-
soap?
She's trying not to be bad.
Tavik wouldn't
She's
steal
trying
soap.
not
He
to be
doesn't
bad
need soap.
either.
Tavik wouldn't steal soap. I don't believe Shin would steal soap.
Oh my god.
Charlotte would quite obviously steal soap.
Yeah,
And
and
Baz is kind of on the fence currently.
Baz would
Yeah.
not steal soap. Other things, yes.
Shin doesn't see the value in stealing soap. Like he'd steal like valuable jewelry, but he wouldn't steal
no,
soap.
no,
Baz is
value-
a kleptomaniac, so Baz
Yeah.
would steal
Oh,
soap.
yeah.
No,
It's on his sheet. He is a kleptomaniac.
The value
Baz
in
will steal
stealing
everything.
soap is that Baz might look
I see.
decent for civilization. Stop giving me the
Quench my
death glare. You
demons.
need a bath.
She didn't steal them. She showed him she had them.
If what?
She didn't steal the soap. She showed him she had them.
Yeah, Adron's
yes.
just gonna have to pay for the soap later.
Okay, this is supposed to be like real serious, and he was just stealing soap.
I didn't steal the soap.
I didn't steal the stope.
Alright.
10 out of 10, Danny. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Let's get back into it, shall we?
Yep.
So you guys kind of, it's a nice meal and stuff you have prepared. It's the first real meal you guys have had for a week.
You said that elven man, Elvenwood, what's his name?
Everett.
Everett.
Twowatch.
Totally wrong.
Twowatch.
He had a glass of wine, right? Do I have a glass of wine?
Would you like a glass of wine?
Yes, and then I want to bond with him. No, not bond over him. Bond with him over, I almost said rum. No, wine.
White or red?
What?
White or red?
I know what
Red.
I want white.
He
You
does
are
not
a
give you glass
child.
of wine.
Why not?
But he does have the halfling woman who he calls Mala. He now calls her Mala, and he says, "Mala, if you would pour our guest a glass of red." And Mala comes over and she pours you some red wine, and he kind of raises his glass to you and like a cheers thing from down the table.
I do the same.
Any else other than Charlotte would like wine?
I'm sipping my
I'm
water
good.
angrily.
The last time I had alcohol, I ended up with these idiots.
Prologue there. Also,
That wasn't recorded.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was not. Shin ended up drunk out of his mind
Yeah.
and signed into a deal to go on an adventure with these guys.
Yeah.
So, don't drink, kids.
Yeah. Don't drink. You'll
You get
accidentally.
stuck with Baz's.
Yeah, you'll accidentally get stuck with an obnoxious dwarf bard.
And then lock a small child in a greenhouse.
You're really not
Thank
Shin's
you.
type.
Okay.
Serious, guys.
Yes, so you guys finish up. You finish up, and Mala comes and she clears the plates for you guys. And You're just sitting around, and Everett's kind of swirling his glass of wine as he sits back in his chair and stuff.
I'm talking to him about wine.
Okay.
Don't make me talk to him
Roll
about wine.
charisma.
Oh no.
Oh.
He's a bard.
That
That doesn't.
doesn't mean
that doesn't
anything.
mean anything. Have you
Especially when
met
it's Baz.
It's
Baz?
Baz.
I have a
He's
plus
a bard,
6.
but is he a good bard?
Yeah.
What's a 3 plus 6?
9.
I got 9.
It wasn't a nat 1. That's already one nat 1 for the counter.
Dwarves are not particularly known for drinking wine. They tend to...
Is he racist?
No, they tend to prefer heavier
Beer,
drinks,
yeah.
like beer and mead. So you don't know quite a lot about wine, which he discovers quite quickly. You still have a lovely conversation and stuff, where he tells you a little bit about Greywitch Port. He says it's a small town, but it does have a large slew of ships coming in between, because it is situated in the middle of a large area from which you receive trade. A lot of trade ships pass by on their way down to the larger port cities. He does tell you a little bit about that problem he's been having, though. So Everett is, as he explains, he is a merchant, or a trader of sorts. He runs a brigand of different ships that carry trades from one city to a different city. He is currently located here in Greywitch because it's been having a couple of problems along this area. And he explains to you that ships have been sinking off the coast. They have been attacked, ravaged for the past couple of weeks. Is it going on?
I was thinking.
Generally, they've been happening very, very close to the actual coastline, not deep enough out. A lot of the ships that pass by here, the actual sea is quite shallow in this area, so they've had a little bit of confusion. He does say that there are a couple different stories running around, a couple of rumors and stuff. He's heard tale that it's been pirates. He's heard tale of brigands and bandits up on the coastline, and he says there are a couple of people going around that he thinks they're a little bit nuts. He does not believe the rumors, but he does say that there are a couple of people going around that believe it is a ghost. But he says that is in trade for helping you and helping Adrian out with a problem. Adrian has promised your assistance with his little trade ship problem, because whatever it is that's sinking his ships is not doing well for his business. Okay. So Everett kind of sits beside you and stuff. He's told you a little bit about this stuff and says, "Any questions further?"
How are you feeling?
All right. I suppose I'm a bit frustrated.
I am a bit curious as to how you expect us to help with your problem.
Wonderful, wonderful. I have a ship that leaves in 2 days' time from this port, the Bismarck. My intention is to have you on the ship to protect it, and to hopefully find the source of these sinking ships and these raids. The ship is currently heading towards, and this is where I bring up notes, ladies and gentlemen, Vankar Harbor, which is further down the south tip.
Is that in Canada?
What?
Oh my god.
Sounds like Vancouver.
Oh, okay. No, Vankar is down around the south port. It is closer to the Dragonborn lands. So it heads around. Let me grab you the map.
I will eventually put pictures of the maps up on our main account.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So for those of you who want to
It will
follow
not
along,
pick it up.
you guys are currently around here. Vankar heads down.
kind
The
of
ship
see it
will
around.
head down the southern coast around the tip into the Red Cove to Vankar Harbor.
Okay.
Sure. So
That scared me real good for you.
how long is this journey going to take?
It's about a 4 days travel by ship. There are multiple port cities on the way, though. My intention is to have you deal with whatever problem is causing my ships to sink, and then disembark at a harbor from which I can send a different ship to make sure you get it back.
And what if this problem is bigger than us? Well, bigger than them. I know it's bigger than me.
Well, that is precisely why it is no longer my problem.
What?
It's your problem now.
Shit.
Sucker.
That is the deal that I've made with Adron.
Fantastic. Water.
Oh, yes.
It is at this point that a small halfling man, Filbert, returns, and he's carrying a small, kind of bag, like a paper bag that's being filled to the brim with soap. And he looks very, very lost at this point. He looked a little confused before he left, but he seems to have thought it over, but he just cannot fathom why you need this much soap.
Yeah.
How much
And he
soap
kind of
is it?
He comes over and he tells Everett that
Eat
he's
the
returned.
soaps now. It's dinner.
And he kind of offers up this bag of soap, and there's about 30 more bars of soap in this thing. And he offers it up to Everett, and Everett says, "Put it into the washroom and draw a bath for Mr. Banham. And if any of you would like one as well."
A soap? No.
No. I've had
Very
enough
well.
water.
I'm
Just
clean.
Mr. Banham.
I was going to say I would appreciate a bath as well, but
Oh.
but I had Sour Patch Kids in my mouth.
Soaps.
And
No, it's not all for you.
I'm gonna take them all.
Oh my god.
please, Filbert. Filbert goes, "Yes, my lord." And he goes out the door again.
I feel
and Everett
sad.
says,
Filbert.
"Any other questions?"
Can I go take my bath?
Filbert is drawing it currently, but you may.
Can
yes.
I walk?
Yes. If you'd like to follow him,
I
yes.
want to walk with Filbert.
Yeah, you follow Filbert. He leads you kind of to the washroom and stuff. He fills up the container. They've replaced a new basket, and he fills up the container with more soap now. And he draws the bath for you and stuff, and tests it and everything. It takes a couple of minutes because he has to warm the water up and stuff on the fire. But he does say, once it's finished, he does say, "Mr. Banham,
Okay.
if you need any assistance, simply call for me."
Is this all the soap?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. You're been dismissed.
Of course, Mr.
And then I want to close the door.
And then Filbert exits the room and closes the door behind him.
Oh, I take all of the soap.
Oh my god.
You're not even gonna
You're
have a
gonna
bath?
have a bath.
I'm gonna have a bath, but not with the soap.
Oh my.
You stink.
This is why I gave you
It's
the
just
soap.
water.
Now you're just stealing the soap.
And I'm gonna have a bath with that soap.
I hope you eat that soap later.
Actually, no. You know the clump that I have with the candle? I'm gonna put it into my bath because I saw that like it melts when it's warm water.
Yes, no, it melts and kind of nice lavender scent starts off in the bath.
I have 44 soaps. Soap bars.
Gosh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Can I sell them?
Oh no. You're gonna
Okay,
eat them.
you take a bath. Shin Filbert returns and he says, "I'm afraid Mr. Banham has required all of the soaps. We do have a bath drawn for you upstairs if you'd still like.
I will still take that, thank you.
Very well. This way, sir." And she leads you up a staircase, down a couple of hallways, into a small room with a bathroom.
Thank you.
If you'd like anything else, simply call.
Episode 1. Bath time.
Hey, I think it's very hard to like persuade someone while you stink.
You're welcome.
Also, we never bathed after that sewer episode.
Oh yeah.
What?
I took all the soap.
Yeah, I know you did.
Our bath counter is currently at 2.
Yeah, because none of the rest of you have had baths.
We have a question in the chat. Why would you waste perfectly good soap in a bath? Save them as a snack.
Oh my god,
Because
you're
I
right.
like to smell nice. But unfortunately, Shin isn't going to smell nice because I don't have soap in my freaking thing.
Well, I
Unless
have
it's hiding in that
2
chest
scented
that I
candles.
forgot I had from the last time we did this thing. Like from the
You
first time
could
we
buy
did this
it
thing.
off me.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna walk over to Baz's bathroom to try and.
Wait, you don't want to know what's in there.
While they are bathing, Everett kind of turns to you two and says, "Shall we retire to the drawing room?"
Have we eaten enough?
That's up to you.
Like, did we Like, are we finished eating? Was there dessert?
They've cleared the thing.
Okay,
No, Mala did bring out a small like pudding for you guys.
Awesome. Okay, so where did he say we were retiring?
The drawing room.
Charlotte can't draw.
So a drawing room is a large kind of area, like a living room almost.
Yeah.
Where
Oh,
they would
okay.
do different types of things.
Okay.
Sometimes it's used for conversation, sometimes it's used for actual drawing. But it is mostly a conversation room.
Sure, I'll follow that man.
Everett leads you two down the hallway into a small room, kind of tucked into the back corner of the house. There's a couple of couches in here, a large map of which you guys recognize as your world. It is painted very vividly onto the wall. There is a small fire pit in the center of the room here, covered over, and 2 tables on either side of it, which currently possess a quantity of odds and ends.
Mr. Summerhalo,
Yes.
can you light it?
You said my name wrong again, you child.
The fire pit is lit. It is already lit.
Well, I tried.
Yeah, no, it's according to one of our listener, our sole high number 1 fan. It is like a library or tea room.
Yeah.
So a drawing room is a small library where you would have tea. And
So then why would there be a fire pit in it?
Because it's like,
to
to be
heat the
fancy.
room.
Okay,
to
fine.
heat the room.
Fine, okay.
This isn't modern times. They don't have a gas furnace in a house.
They just
I
have
know, but they could
fireplaces.
just pay you to, like, go...
I
like,
doubt
flame
Tabak would be
on.
very happy about that.
I am not your personal heater.
No, not mine.
Kind of are.
Double lighted and warmth. Yeah. So it provides the fire pit provides light for the room and warmth.
Cool. Okay.
So he sits down and stuff and he says, "Any questions while your companions have their baths?"
Can I scream from my bath? We got it in my soap!
Oh god.
You hear the small pitter patter, and the door slightly slides open, and Filbert kind of peeks in, and he's not looking towards you, like he's looking towards the wall and stuff, and says, "No, Mr. Benham, we do not possess any more soap."
We need more!
Very well, I will inform Mr. Twowatch. Closes the door. And you guys who are sitting in the drawing room, you hear the as Filbert comes running down the hallway slightly. He kind of slows to a slight jog and stuff, and a little out of breath. He looks like composed and stuff. And he goes, "Mr. Twowatch, sir. Mr. Benham requires more." So. And
He's
Twowatch
just
kinda looks it
messing with you. Ignore him.
I'm not! I yelled that from
You're
the
not.
bathroom!
You can't hear us from here, I'm guessing.
up.
I'm
No,
gonna-
that was a long run. That guy was out of breath.
Lord Twowatch kind of turns to him, and he looks a little confused, and he goes, "Does he do this often?"
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not there.
shouting that from
Yeah, if I'm close enough, definitely.
Very well. He pulls out a couple of copper coins this time, and he flicks them to Filbert and goes, "Get the cheap ones." And
I'm allergic to the cheap one!
Yes.
Oh my gosh, stop shouting from
And
each
Filbert
bathroom.
makes his way back out. And you hear the large door go.
He is writing all the soap down on his character sheet.
Yeah.
Of course he is.
34, I think.
Yeah.
44.
Whatever.
Wait.
I
If
have
the soap
44
comes
soap.
back quick enough, is there any way for me to grab soap before it gets to pass?
Oh my god.
If you'd like to call for soap.
Roll for soap!
Oh my god, I'm gonna take my
No,
nose
because I don't want to crawl. The thing is, I don't want to be Bass.
Okay.
Yes, no. Mala serves you guys a little bit of the pudding.
Dwarf.
You guys kind of just relaxing in the drawing room and stuff while you wait for your companions to join you downstairs. Filbert returns after a bit, and he stops by your washroom, and he offers up 2 bars of soap. And he says,
Can I ask if he has more?
Mm.
I'm gonna try to get him to give me more. Or at least,
Stop.
Please just
Just-
make
just-
him roll for all of this, please.
Hey, Bass.
"Go ahead."
You can get more soap
We've
if you
been on
get,
this soap for an hour.
you can get more soap if you roll an at 20.
Or insight. Roll insight. Let's see if you can. He says there is no more soap. Let's see if he's telling the truth or not.
No, he's not. He's just very fed up.
I'm invading.
Why?
Where's the other key? For the white truck.
Oh, it might be in my jacket pocket.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it.
It's an
Cool.
8.
If there's money, can I keep it?
No.
Filbert says, "No, Mr. Benham. We do not possess
If not, it
any
might be in
more
the truck."
soap. I'm pretty sure we've sold out the soap market."
Can I sing him a song about soap?
No.
You made a song?
Yes.
Is it in there, Mom?
You don't have to ask to sing a
If it's
song,
not,
you just
did you
kinda-
check the truck?
No.
You might want to check the truck, because I was pretty sure I put it in the cup holder.
Oh, well, maybe that's where it is. Would you like to sing him a song?
Yeah. Do you want to have this recording on Ditto?
Oh my gosh, what are you playing
Yeah.
now? What are you doing?
You want to aim that camera over there?
Do you really want me to?
It seems,
I'm so sorry.
yeah.
So
I am sorry on so many levels. I can't wait for that stream, though.
Okay, what are you gonna play now?
Soap! Soap! I need the soap. I smell really bad, apparently, because of Charlotte. Soap! Just
That's not as bad as your other song.
just because Charlotte?
Filbert replies with, "No, we don't have any more fucking soap." And then he closes the door.
I reply back with, why the fuck not?
The door is already closed. Filbert has left.
He
the
has a
building.
guitar in the
Filbert
back.
comes up to your room and he presents you with a single bar of very nicely carved blue soap and says, "I managed to save this for Mr. Benham."
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Why do you always
And then
steal
he
stuff
leaves.
from me?
I have stole 3 vials from you, and you
Quality
don't know
content
about it.
Over an hour of you guys bathing.
That's true. I can't reach
I think
this.
baths are important, okay?
Baz, you have a fan.
Really?
Yeah.
He has a guitar in the bath. Beautiful. I love him.
Yeah, okay.
No, you should tell them about your guitar, because I want to know
yeah.
how you were
Okay.
holding this thing in
So,
the bath.
Can you name this guitar, by the way? Wait, no, I get to name it.
Oh god.
Yeah, I do.
Each guitar thing is named after a different instrument.
The actual guitar he was playing is out of tune.
Yeah. But so Baz has a guitar, like a single guitar body, but then the head of it, or the necks, there's 20 necks, and he can play all of them at the same time, don't ask how. But that's what he was
Use the mage
playing.
hand 4 times, and they each play a different guitar.
And it's bigger than his body.
Anyway, I think at this point I'm probably done bathing.
I'm not.
So I'm going to get out, and I think we said that I took extra clothes with me, so I'll change into a new pair of clothes.
Oh, it's almost been an hour, so I have to restart it soon.
Yeah,
Okay.
we will take a break in a couple of minutes here.
We
So
have
Filbert leads
about
you
7
back down to the
minutes.
drawing room, and you sit down with them and stuff. Mala comes in again. She presents you with a small pudding and some tea that she's poured for all
I'll
of
get
you.
out now.
Okay. Filbert leads you into the drawing room as well, and then Mala presents you also with pudding and a glass of tea and stuff. And Everett says, "Now then, as soon as you guys are all finished, I do believe that my captain is ready to provide you with a crossing to the Belcourt Manor."
Do you have any other information for us?
It depends on what information you seek.
Is there any information we should know before we leave about Belcourt before we leave?
It's an old building, an old manor, but the things that live in it are not always safe. I'd watch yourself. It is very finely made, and the people are very, very good at what they do. Other than that, as soon as you are ready, if you'd like to meet here tomorrow morning, I will inform you of everything that you will need to do to prepare for your journey on the Bismarck.
Where are we sleeping?
That's a good point.
I assume that you will have beds at the Belcourt Manor.
Yeah.
So,
Remember,
wait.
we're leaving.
Oh, manor.
We're going to a manor on an island.
It's a manor.
I thought. Wait, so do we have to go there and
Yeah.
come back and then go there again?
Yeah, because our accommodations are at the Belcourt. They're not in
They're not
going
in
to
the
manor.
sleep.
In the sewer?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is the Manor Belcourt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
I mean, you could just write Belcourt next to it so that we remember.
I didn't want to write it down yet, but
Let us go.
yes. So he tells you that he has accommodations, a transportation ready, and we will be back in a couple of minutes after a short break to get to Belcourt.
Yeah, I have to end the stream, save it, and then it'll be saved on my story for a day.
Thank you for
And
tuning
then-
in. We'll be back in like 10 minutes if you'd like to listen to more.
I love you,
If
fellow
you want
follower.
to, you can pay us to do more.
Oh my god, no!
And more specifically, pay me.
We'll do it anyways.
Danny?
We'll do it
just-
anyways.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, we'll be right back.
Yeah, just a quick short break, so. Yeah.
Adios. I suppose.
These messages. I can't believe